back. You know, this was fucking devil cut the stream, man. You know, because why? Because we was blowing the roof off of the lid of these Edomites. You Edomites are the Romans. We know that you goddamn Edomites who were reincarnated again, and we know who you are. They're the spirit of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, man. We know who the hell you are, all right? And you are going in decline. You're going down, all right? Yahweh Shai is going to destroy your ass. And hey, man, we're going to give double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom. All right? And once again, man, so back to what we were saying about the first world city. Rome was known as the first world city. Let's go into the nicknames of New York City. Listen to this, where millions would come from all over, from all different nations to live there.
There's a few that stood out. It says the Empire City derived from George Washington in an alleged quote saying, surely this is the seat of the empire.
The seat of the empire. See, America's an empire, man. It's a stem off the Roman Empire. Same shit. Go ahead.
Though first published in an 1836 newspaper as the Empire City of the New World, also in reference to New York City's status as the most populous city in the New York State. All right.
Yep, that's the city of the world, man. New York.
And there's another couple. The melting pot as a reference to the wide variety of ethnicities and language groups in the city. And this is just talking about New York City alone.
Right.
And popularized by various authors, including playwright Israel Zangwill in his 1908 play, The Melting Pot.
Yep.
We also got the modern-day Gomorrah, referring to the sinfulness and organized crime of Manhattan, first popularized by Reverend Thomas DeWitt Talmage in 1875 at the Brooklyn Tabernacle.
Right. So, not only for crime, but we're looking for the first world city. So just like the same thing, like Rome. So it says Rome, this is page 257 in Rome's Enduring Legacy, Roman Empire, the Illustrated Encyclopedia of the Roman Empire. Page 257, it says the first world city. Rome still fascinates the first cosmopolis, the first truly global city. As its population surged past the 1 million mark, it drew in philosophers, merchants, slaves, and adventurers from across the ancient world, from the borders of Scotland in the north to Iraq in the east. The first to offer excitement, it says, the challenges of a world city. It also pioneered ways of supplying, entertaining, and controlling such unprecedented numbers. So it control you avenue, okay? Madison Square Garden, football, basketball, and baseball, that shit is all to distract your simple ass so that you don't know, you simple ass people out there. You're talking about the brothers what time. And brothers may watch that stuff, but it's all a bunch of folly. We're still up on events.
Another nickname they have for Madison Square Garden is called the Mecca of basketball, which
the Colosseum of Rome. It's the set. Yeah. It's actually designed like the Colosseum of Rome with the stages and the different pillars, and you enter in certain things and go upstairs. It's the same model, man. Listen to this. Oh, wow, this is wild. In a more concrete sense, this is page number 256. In a more concrete sense, many of Europe's great cities, London, Paris, Lyons, Cologne, Milan, Seville, Vienna, were originally Roman. You understand? London. Let me say it again. London, Paris, Lyons, Cologne, Milan, Seville, Vienna were originally Roman.
These are all places, these are all countries and cities actually that are part of the UN, I think, too.
Well, hold up. It says, for Romans had a genius for choosing the right spot for cities that would thrive, endure, and revive even after barbarians sacked them. Similarly, Europe's roads often follow or parallel routes pioneered by Roman road builders. Roman brilliance as engineers, soldiers, and as lawyers has never been disputed, but their literary and architectural achievements have sometimes been overlooked by those obsessed with Greece. Rome was never merely the channel through which Greek culture reached. Let me see here. Western and Northern Europe. It provided its own unique input. Observers looking at the Colosseum in Rome, the aqueduct of the Pont du Gard in France, the ruins of Ephesus in Turkey. Okay, for you jackasses out there who say that the people in Turkey weren't Israelites, you clown. We were definitely in there. Go read 1 Peter 1 and 1. Because there's specific clown-ass people who preach that. And they actually say that. It says, or of Lepsis Magna in Libya, may be awed by the splendor of Roman cities, but they are seeing only the ruins of ruins. Rome's huge edifices, which means buildings, were plundered by succeeding generations who saw in them only convenient quarries for marble, stone, and brick. This applies, see, listen, this applies even to the Colosseum, revered as early as 700 AD, when Bede wrote of it in the epitome of Christian Rome's grandeur is destruction. It says, continued until Pope Benedict the 14th declared it a site sacred to Christian martyrs in 1749. So preserving what remained, right? And this devil just wanted to, keep that as a remnant, So this is kind of what it looked like back in the day. Some of the remnants of the ancient Roman Empire. They still have some of these ancient buildings that are untouched. And even the Acropolis, they still got that now in Greece. It's like little remnants and stuff. I think I went to the Parthenon one time.
Brother, what were those cities? Some of those cities?
Some of the cities are, it says, in concrete sense, many of Europe's great cities, London, Paris, Lyons, Lyons, Cologne, Milan, Seville, Vienna were originally Roman.
Those are all countries that are part of European, all cities
are part of the European Union. Of course, yeah, come on. This is all part of the devil, and when the scriptures talk about those nations in the book of Revelation that are all together, part of the beast system. That's all these goddamn devils, man.
If you look at that picture, does that look kind of like a dragon? It look like the Dragon Zord from I'll talk about it after, but that's kind of crazy.
I mean, you could, who knows, man? I mean, shit, I wouldn't be surprised, but I know that these people here, man, these Israelites that were amongst these people just simply took on the customs of these people. And all this stuff is similar to what's going on now, man. Slaves and the citizens. Listen to this. Slaves and citizens. This is you. This is you now. All right? Notoriously, it says Rome's world was built on slavery. Now, when America was founded in 1776, it was built on slavery. You was built on slavery.
Different kind of slavery, brother.
They had you auction blocks. You built slavery. Nobody was gonna do that shit. So that generated money, generated popularity. Popularity generates money. See, the games and putting the states to fight each other. Now,
the difference is they pay them a little bit.
They pay them a little bit because they have money. All right. So it says, most captives from Rome's successful wars of conquest became slaves, a fate arguably better than human sacrifice. Woo! In the 1st century AD, almost half of Rome's inhabitants were slaves.
Wow.
But this was exceptional. Across the whole empire, the proportion was about 10%. However, Roman slavery was not only often different from that of more recent times.
I wonder when that was.
I wonder what time that was. It says slaves could hold positions of real importance. It was all, see, this is even worse. This is crazy. We lived in the hardest time ever, man, right now. It says it was also mitigated by manumission, the formal freeing of slaves by their masters, in which Romans took real pride. Right, and that's that kind of gay shit that they was doing where they was having sex with each other and shit. And they was allowing the slaves, and they was serving the slaves on Saturnalia. And they was committing, doing gay shit, man. They was doing a bunch of gay shit with little kids too. These Romans, man. But you want to celebrate Christmas, you stupid ass, dumb ass so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You want to celebrate Christmas not knowing that that's a celebration of debauchery, homosexuality, and slavery, and reverse roles, and role-playing, and freakism, and bullshit.
And all under the name of Jesus Christ.
And heathenistic customs. Well, not at that time. That was all a bunch of bullshit of the pagans, man. Because Jesus Christ really didn't exist. That J came in 1600s.
That's true.
They was following Serapis Christus and all of these other deities from the ancient Egyptians, and integrating that into paganism in Rome with Iosus Christos. Like, yo, this shit is popular. Hey, let's blow this up in the Iosus Christos, man.
Let's take what you had and bring
Yeah.
it together with what we got,
Yep.
and let's create something. That's how you get Jesus Christ, which, as
Yep.
the brother said in one of our other camp videos, he's a symbol of
Slavery,
homosexuality,
homosexuality.
and slavery, man.
Right. And this is what you got in Rome.
Absolutely.
And their pride, and they took pride on that, which pride is of the devil.
Yep.
And says Horace, the son of Friedman, who had done well enough to buy the future poet a good education. So yeah, they actually would buy these people educations and make them, prominent citizens.
College. That's what's happening now.
Yep.
University.
Yep, they would raise them up to become high-ranking members. So like people like what's his name? They would use certain people like the Black Boule, like they got now. They'd actually allow you to become at a certain status because they were using you. This devil never allows you to do something that he's not okay with, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Job 9:24. He's going to have you do whatever he allows you to do, when really it's the will of the Most High. Ultimately, the Lord is allowing Esau to do this shit because you people follow paganism instead of the Lord. So certain people got to go off that way, and they're going to go that way. All right. So they would free the slaves. The owner would actually do that. Now, slavery in the United States of America was hardcore chattel slavery. That was different. That was like, pick a negative, we're going to negative here, 200 was a negative. They were $200, $200. They was doing that type of shit, selling you, and you wasn't allowed to walk around without a pass. It was hardcore bondage, man.
They would kill you.
And they would kill you or rape you or whatever, like in that movie Birth of a Nation, which I was watching. And it was just, remember when you was watching it?
Yeah,
that shit just make you mad as hell.
Man,
My ex-woman, schlock right on that goddamn devil. Side note, but that bitch was lying. She was laughing at people getting hung, man. Right next to me in the movie theater. I was like, yo, what the fuck is so funny?
There's nothing funny.
Not even these white people was laughing at this shit. She said, cuz, it's funny. I was like, it's funny? Yo, bro, when I left that movie theater, man, yo, I just didn't want to deal with her no more, man. I was like, yo, this bitch gotta go, man.
She said because it's funny.
Because it's funny. I was like, all right, yo, don't talk to me the rest of the night, man. Stupid ass nigga. Anyway, so Athens, Rome, and Jerusalem. It says Rome was an empire of many different cults, which means cultures, and beliefs. It says adding to rather than replacing the original Roman gods, who were themselves, look at this shit about to die. Yeah, because I'm coming out with that edification. Shit about to die now, huh? See, this is so convenient. It says who were themselves given Greek forms and equivalents, mystery religions such as those of Isis from Egypt, Mithras from Asia, won adherents across the empire, and the cult of the unconquered sun, was adopted by some emperors. However, imperial favor finally fell on Christianity, which was Israelite customs, which had earlier been intermittently persecuted, and it became the religion of the empire. The result was that Jerusalem joined Athens and Rome as one of the triple pillars of the Western world. Now, let me say this, man. What the hell does the United States always say about Israel, man? We have to support Israel. We have to back Israel. Why did they have to back Israel? Because that's part of the Roman customs, man. That's part of the strength of the Roman Empire system and their pillars. Look, it says the result was that Jerusalem joined Athens and Rome as one of the triple pillars of the Western world. From Jerusalem came the concept of a single personal God with all that implies, while from Athens, standing from the whole Hellenic experience, came philosophy, drama, and art. So they're integrating all these in one. Although Greeks and Jews were often intellectual competitors and oftentimes even literal opponents, ethnic clashes were common in the streets of the empire cities. What are we doing right now? We're out there prophesying in the streets and clashing with the modern day Romans and battling them just like Paul did in Mars Hill in Athens and in the synagogues every single Sabbath, which means every week. He was debating with them, going, hold on a second, man. So break this down to me. Let me ask you this. No. Let me ask you. So he was going back and forth with him, man. What was you gonna say?
No, because you said the Empire City. That's one of the nicknames of New York.
Right, the Empire City.
And that just proves the fact that this is all happened before.
Yep, yeah, because it's in the streets of the Empire cities.
Yeah. And that's where the apostles like basically started bringing out the edification, man.
In the Empire cities.
Yep.
Because you got to go down to the heart of the wickedness in order to combat it. You had to come out in the heart of battle.
That's crazy.
So it says Rome's genius revealed itself in a way that it managed to unite and transcend such divisions. Today, Rome lives on in our laws, language, art, architecture, and in our religions. It lives on, it says. So, and then there's timelines and shit, man. Look at this. Look at all this. Cultural events, ambushes, all types of stuff. Building the first Roman road in 312, the first aqueduct. All of these things, all of this shit is what was over here as well. And that was all from slaves, man. Look at slave revolt of Spartacus was in 73, 71, which he was an Israelite, crushed by Crassus and Pompey.
That could have just been the same thing that's like the Nat Turner things.
That was like that Nat Turner shit, yo, yep. He could have been Nat Turner reincarnated.
I was thinking that.
You know? He just, he had a slave revolt, got everybody together, and they was kicking ass, and they was warriors. But that shit wasn't the time for that, man. The Lord ain't with that. So yeah, Rome, the first world city. It says Rome was the first cosmopolis, excuse me, yep. By AD 100, it had a population of over 1 million, unmatched by any other city. Greek was spoken almost as commonly as in its streets as Latin, for educated Romans were bilingual. It says the resulting Greco-Roman culture fusion was most marked in architecture. Greek classical architecture relied on columns and porticos of stone and marble. The Romans, lacking such good stone, exploited concrete. Sound familiar? Concrete, that's what they build now. For foundations, it's built on concrete. It says to create vaults, arcs, and domes. When you go in through a throughway in the in their roads, in their system, there's an arc sometimes. We traveled under one to get here. So there was an arc underneath in the highway. Yep, in the bridges to be able to get through. That's all Roman customs and Roman architecture. So it says the Romans, who never believed that form had to follow function, used classical columns less to support roofs and porticos than the decorative purposes. Humanizing massive, sometimes blank structures. Their columns employed a distinct classical language based ultimately on the human form. Despite Rome's own vastness, humanity, it says, remained the measure of the ideal of Roman classical culture. This classical style proved so flexible and inspirational that it influenced Byzantine, Romanesque, Norman, Renaissance, Baroque, neoclassical, and other styles as well in the 20th century. Most great Western cities reveal this Roman influence as the capital in Washington, St. Paul's Cathedral in London, which was of the Roman Empire, and the Arc de Triomphe in Paris attests the Romans built lavishly across their empire, founding and refounding cities. Some back again, refounding cities, some since abandoned. Lepsus Magna in the Libya, Palmyra in Syria, Pompeii in Italy, now vividly display the wonders of Roman architecture and city life, as does the city of Rome itself. So yeah, man. Hey, brothers, with that, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory. Lord willing, this was edifying. We're going to give praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaRakakwadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone to rule well and teach well.
Shalom.
Lord willing, man, this was very edifying. So you can see these serious similarities of Rome here, man. Which I've been wanting to do a history lesson. I'm gonna have to put this into you're gonna find this lesson here in this camp video in the playlists on my channel of history lessons, because this was a massive one. Okay, so we brought out scriptures and all of that stuff, man, and ultimately the integration and the cultural blends, they brought the wrong culture to the table, because the Israelite culture, which is from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the word of the Lord is going to bring down this damn devil, man. Just like in Jericho when they marched around it, man. The word of the Lord circulating, like the scriptures say. This gospel of the kingdom, once the servants of the Lord are sealed by this preaching of the gospel, then this destruction of the four winds that the angels are holding back are going to come to destroy this damn place, man. And with that, we give all praises again and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem HaRakakwadash. Shalom, brothers.
Shalom.
Peace be unto you.
Abad Babal.
And Abad Babal. The hell with this place, man. Shalom. Let's go.